Hi everyone, welcome to this video. Let's talk a bit about TCG. So, I played this week with my friends and I lost all of the duels. It was a very sad evening, and to be honest, I felt a bit discouraged to play more. It's not that I had a bad experience in general, they are super nice. The people that I play with are really nice, they are very patient with me. We play in Swedish, which is my fourth language, and I am also just going back to TCG after 15 years. So there is a lot for me to learn. There is a lot for me to learn in the language as well. The cards we play are in English, but when we talk, we do it in Swedish. And then sometimes when we talk about the life points or the attacks or defense, my brain is like, okay, Swedish numbers and then math. So it takes me a while. It is very fun. But this last time when I played, I think it was on Tuesday or Wednesday, I didn't win a single duel. And I felt very sad. But the thing that was a bit discouraging for me was that we are all playing the same decks, Blue Eyes decks. Of course, I am obsessed with the Blue Eyes. You can see here, I am obsessed with the Blue Eyes. I love Seto Kaiba. I love the Blue Eyes. So I play because I like it. But at the beginning, when we started playing, when we were all just getting back to it, or some of us were really new into the new summons and links, XYZ and that, I felt that there was like more variety in what we did. And this last time, it was just the same things over and over again. Using the Sage, using the Stone, using the Maiden, trying to get out all of the Blue Eyes, trying to get out the Tyrant and the Jet. It was the same strategy for all of us. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is how you play the engine. That is how the Blue Eyes deck is meant to be played. But the most fun that I had was actually, we did a free-for-all with 3 people. So it was me and 2 guys playing against each other. I was the first one to lose, and that was not the only duel that we played. All of the duels that I played, I lost. But that one was the most fun because it was like something new, something novelty. It was really fun to just try to figure out how to play the three of us together. And I actually had a face-down card. Here is my deck box. And I had, let's see if I can find it quickly. I can take it out. I had a face-down card, the monster. And one of the guys, he didn't attack me. He refused to attack me because he was pretty sure that the card that I had was a stone. And guess what? Eventually, when he got out the Tyrant, the Spirit, and the Blue Eyes, then even if he attacks me and I get the Blue Eyes, then it doesn't matter. When he attacked me, he realized it was not a stone, it was Alex. And that was really fun. Like, he thought it was gonna be a stone, and no one expected that I would have Alex in my deck. But the truth is that I love Alex. It is one of my favorite cards, and I'm not gonna take it out of my deck, even if everyone has told me, you have to take that card out because it's not useful. Yeah, it wasn't useful, but it was fun to have it. And if someday I'm stuck without being able to summon one of my level 8 dragons, Alex is always handy. So that was really fun. Something else that was fun is I use this card. What it does is that it reveals, or you reveal, a fusion monster from your extra deck, and then it allows you to take out one of the fusion materials from your deck. So this is a really good way to get a Blue Eyes out of the deck. Plus, if you have Poly in your graveyard, you can also bring it out. So this card, no one uses this card. I was the only one using this card, and it came very handy. I didn't have Poly in my graveyard, but I did use it to get a Blue Eyes out of my deck. Okay, so that night, after we played, we were there like maybe 3 hours. As I said, I lost all my duels. We even played Duel Links while we were there because why not? And the guy that I played with, he also has a Blue Eyes deck in Duel Links like me. So we were like just playing Blue Eyes against Blue Eyes against Blue Eyes, and I lost every single duel. So to be honest, that was a bit discouraging for me because I did have fun, and these guys I play with, I love playing with them. It is more like how they game this last day, when we all did the same strategies, we all had the same cards. Even when we were playing the three of us together, I had pink sleeves, one had dark blue sleeves, and the other had like celeste, and therefore we didn't confuse the cards. Otherwise, they were all the same cards. So after that, I was like, maybe I'm getting a bit. Maybe now I'm starting to understand why some people in YouTube have been saying Yu-Gi-Oh is dead, I'm leaving Yu-Gi-Oh, And then for a while I was in like negation and just saying, no, it's bad that we say that about the game. It's just hurting the game. It's just hurting people from wanting to try the game. But this week, I had a small taste of that. And I'm not leaving the game. I'm not going to stop playing. But it was my first time that I could see why people get to that point and how you can burn out from this kind of experiences when it came to a point when my opponents were much better than I am. They know their decks much better. They understand the strategies better. They know the effects much better than me. I was the one like asking them how to play certain cards and combos and so on. And they're very nice. Like they are very patient. They explain it to me in Swedish, and then if there is something I really don't understand, then we switch to English and then we go back to Swedish. So they're super nice. Like I really like going there because everyone is really nice and it's nice making friends that share the same hobbies and so on. But when it came to the actual game, and this is a game's fault, not the people that I play with, the game, it all came to having the right hand, and then if you had the first turn, you knew immediately if you were going to have a round 3 or not. If you play your hand and then you lay all the monsters you can and the traps and everything, and then the second turn your opponent had a better hand or just a really good hand and he understands the game better, sometimes you just lose immediately. And then of course each turn, you take out the sage, you take out the maiden, you take out these blue eyes and these blue eyes and that, and then the tyrant and the spirit, another spirit, and it takes a long time to play a turn when you're playing a blue eyes deck. And I think most decks are like that nowadays, all the meta decks at least. And then by turn number 2, you either know you're gonna win or you know you're gonna lose, or you just lose or you just win. There is no this back and forth between traps and spells and attacks, and like it was 15 years ago when I used to play competitive. I used to participate in tournaments in Mexico, where I am from, and it was really fun. And it was a lot of like back and forth and traps. I had a Pegasus deck mixed with a Joy deck, so it was Toons with red eyes, and that was really fun to play. The best performance I had was once in my hometown where we were like 60 people and I got 4th place. And that was really, really fun. And that was the best I ever did. And then I stopped playing, and then I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Completely. And then I came back to it this year. I didn't play TCG or any video games for like 15 years until this year, and I have been liking it a lot. All of my experiences had been really good. It was more how it was the same thing over and over and over again, with the Blue Eyes engine, with the same traps, with the Effect Veiler. Actually, it was the first time that I saw Nibiru in a game, and I had been so afraid of this card. I actually refused to have it in my deck because I misunderstood it. I thought that, the condition to use effect is that your opponent summons 5 monsters, special summon, I think. Normal or special summon, 5 or more monsters this turn. Then you can use Nibiru, tributes all the monsters on the field, right? Yeah. Then you get Nibiru on your side, and then your opponent gets token, which is it has the sum of all of the other monsters that were used to tribute this card. But what I didn't understand is that it is the monsters on the field in that moment. However, what I thought it did was that it would sum up the attack and defense of the 5 monsters that had been normal or special summon that turn, which means that, let's say, if you use 5 blue eyes or whatever, and they are all 3000 attack, then the token would have been a 15,000 attack monster. And how do you get rid of that? So I refused to use Nibiru because that's how I thought it worked, until this week when I saw it in action, and I saw that it was used to remove a Tyrant and a Link, a baby blue eyes. So at the end, the token was like 3,700 attack and 3,000 defense or something. And then, I don't remember. Oh yeah, I actually got rid of that token by using the special effect of the alternative. And that was that. There was nothing to be afraid of. So now I have Nibiru in my deck. But after that, as I said, I was a bit delusioned Is that a word in English? Delusion. Like, not disappointed. It was not disappointment. I did have a lot of fun. I will continue playing. But I thought, is this how the game is going to be like from now on? Because everyone in my town is buying Blue Eyes decks because it is quite beginner friendly, I would say, and it is maybe one of the easiest to learn. So are we, all of us, going to be doing the same combo, the same turn every single match? And then I thought, what is the fun in that? Like, one time it was already a bit too much. Is it gonna be the same every time we play? So I was a bit like, But then the next day, I got a box, and I did an unboxing here in my channel. You can go see it, where I got all of these cards. These are the Dark Side of Dimensions movie secret rares, and also some are ultra rares. But this card I loved it so much. It's very sparkly. All of these are going to my deck except one. Okay, also I got Dark Magician Girl. It's really cute, and this made me want to make a Dark Magician Girl deck because I love this card. So if I make this my ace card and then have a spellcaster deck, I mean, I do have a Thames Legendary Dex 2 deck, so I probably can make something good out of it. And I have a bunch of cards that I have gotten in these past months. And then someone in my WhatsApp group from Latam told me, no, don't make a Dark Magician Girl deck because there is no support for it. You're gonna lose. And I was like, yeah, but I'm losing anyway. Might as well just make something that is fun. Even if I lose, like, I also want to make a Fluffal deck. You know, why not? Like, why do I always need to make the strongest deck, the meta, the perfect, pure recipe for Blue Eyes, when I can just add Alexandrite and have fun? You know, like, I mean, of course I want to win, but it comes to a point where it's like, are we all going to be doing the same thing? No. So, after I opened the cards, particularly this card, I fell in love with it. Like, this is my new favorite card. I do have a Ultimate Blue Eyes in Ghost Rare that I pulled out myself, and that card has the biggest place in my heart because it's my pull. It's the only card that I have out of all the Blue Eyes that I own that is like very, very special to me. So that one is displayed on my display case with all my cards. But this card I really, really liked. So I thought, you know what? I love the cards and I love the game, and I shouldn't get discouraged to play just because one day I lost all my duels. And of course I talked about this. I posted on my Instagram, I told all my friends, even people that have nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! I was like, I'm so sad, and they were like, but you know, are you having fun? If you're having fun, then it doesn't matter that you lose. So what I want to do now is I'm not going to do the traditional Blue Eyes deck anymore. I'm going to add, I mean, you can see I bought a bunch of cards. I'm going to add a bunch of these cards to the deck. I'm going to replace my non-sparkly Blue Eyes with the sparkly Blue Eyes. I also got a really pretty stone that I thought was super, super pretty. This one. Like, if you compare this to the normal rarity, I mean, imagine playing the game and then suddenly you take out the stone and it's this sparkly. You know, that makes me happy. I love sparkles. I love things that shine. So if I'm going to play this card, I want to enjoy it. I want to say, okay, it doesn't matter if I lose, but I want to enjoy the game. So now that everyone in my town, in rural Sweden, is getting the Blue Eyes deck, I think I'm just gonna continue playing the Blue Eyes deck, but add some stuff, maybe some like special things, maybe things that people are not expecting. Even if I lose, it doesn't matter. And just enjoy it. Just try to have fun. And also make a Dark Magician Girl deck and a Fluffal deck. I love Fluffal Leo, and I have it in sparkly, and it's very sparkly. It's actually star rare. So it has like little sparkles. It's super cute. I love that card. So it's like, why do I need to keep myself from playing this pretty Dark Magician card and the Fluffal Leo card just to have like the perfect Blue Eyes deck? So It's also been a bit my fault because when I have asked people to help me with my deck, of course they want to help me and they tell me, okay, take out these cards and just keep the pure blue eyes or with the drill, I don't know, the drill card. You know, like for them it's about winning. They want to help me win. But I think by now, when everyone is doing the same thing, I want to do something different. I want to do something that is fun, that maybe it is fun for my opponents as well. You know, when I when I took out Alexandrite, everyone was like, "What? You have Alexandrite?" You know, we had a reaction. It was not just more of the same. We had a reaction. It was like, "You have Alexandrite," like, and everyone knows Alexandrite, and it means something to all of us. I was gonna say that it is a Seto card that he uses in the anime, but I'm not sure because I haven't watched the anime in a long time. And I am actually not done watching the M. Okay, funny story before I finish the video. First episode that I watched was the Paradox Brothers against Atem and Yugi and Joy. And I really liked it. I thought it was a really fun show and I continued watching it. And then all the way to Battle City. And I think when Battle City ended, they restarted again with Duelist Kingdom. So I never got to see Doma or the Kaiba Grand Prix. I never got there. And I didn't even know those two seasons existed until this year. Because I did watch the Egyptian season 5, back then, but not on TV. I watched it online. And it was just the Egyptian episodes. So in my head, I thought after Battle City, it went directly to the Egyptian season. And it's not like that. There is Doma and there is the Grand Prix. And nowadays, this year, when I watch for the first time the duel between Seto and Siegfried, even if the animation in that season is a bit bad, like Seto doesn't look as good as other seasons because of the animation quality, it's very like inconsistent. Like if you see Siegfried, his character is very well made, his expressions, but it's like they did a version of Seto that is, in some parts, he looks a bit weird. And even if that like brought me out of the immersion a little bit, that duel between Seto and Siegfried is one of my favorites. Like there, you know, he usually battles either opponents that are much weaker than him, like in Battle City, when he just like wrecks everyone that is not like a them. But his duel against Siegfried, first, you didn't know if he was gonna win, because he is the evil person in that season, and it's usually a them. No, it's usually a them who defeats all of the bosses. It was Pegasus defeating Seto, and then a them defeats Pegasus. It is Noah defeating Seto because he didn't want to hurt Mokuba, and then it's a them defeating Noah. Like it's always a them rescuing Seto. So I thought, okay, it's probably going to be a victory for Siegfried, because there is no way that Seto is going to win against the main evil guy in this season. And I was really surprised when Seto won that duel, and he didn't need a them to defeat Leon and then save Kaiba Corp. But just him winning that duel and the way he did it with these 5 spell cards played and the way he used his dragons, no, that is like big deck knowledge, like how well he knows his deck, his skills as a duelist. And of course, this is the anime, this is way before Dark Side of Dimensions, but that shows you how skilled of a duelist he is. And him being my favorite character, for me, watching that duel this year made me like him even more. By then I had already watched Dark Side of Dimensions, so I knew that he was really good, but that is his movie. But to have him be that good in the anime, and even, I don't remember if it's Atem or Yugi who says, wow, Kaiba is really good, something like that, like he's really skilled, or he's like a top duelist. Like they recognize how good he is, because I think because of the script, he needed to lose against Pegasus and against Noah, so that Atem can be the hero. But I think that damages his character. I'm pretty sure that if Seto would play the new systems, he would be really good, because from what we see in the anime is that he overcomes everything that happens to him. He's an orphan, he needs to take care of his little brother, everything that he went through under Gosaburo, and then how he takes over Kaiba Corp, what he makes out of that company. Like, literally, he built Kaiba Corp into what it is nowadays, and he changed it from like a military company into a game company, like from death literally to games, and he did all of that on his own. So, and he's also a really strong duelist. I even saw a image where he said that he was like a pro soccer player and judo champion or something. Like, if he puts his mind into something, he can achieve it. Just like in Dark Side of Dimensions, when he goes to the afterlife to duel at them, like, come on, like, if the guy wants to do something, he's gonna do it. And I don't know why I just diverted into talking about Seto, but he's my favorite character. I actually bought a bunch of vinyl figures recently. Look at this one. It's super cute. I love both Seto and Priest Seto. And so, I mean, part of me playing TCG is because I like the anime, is because I'm in love with Kaiba. And it is like everything builds on each other. The cards are beautiful, the game is fun, it is a strategy, it is numbers, which I like. I like watching the anime. Play I played Rush for the first time in Duel Links. I have also been playing a lot of Duel Links lately. And I played Rush for the first time to get the achievement where you have to summon the 5-headed dragon in a Rush duel. So I had to play Rush. Someone in the chat helped me with that because I hadn't played before. And I actually had fun. I actually feel like I want to play more of Rush. So I shouldn't let one day when I lost all my duels discourage me from continue playing. But I have to say that for the first time I understood where people are coming from and saying that they are getting a bit burnt out of what the game has become. And also the Anaheim drama, where in the final, I don't remember their names, but I think the champion is called Jamal, if I remember correctly, and I don't remember the other guy. But the other guy gave up because there was nothing he could do. And then people are complaining about how there is no more like this back and forth and traps and spells and defense and attack. Now it's just like play your turn and then you're done. Nothing else happens because you just win. And before I was in denial about this, and now I can see where they are coming from. So to not get to that point where the game becomes something that I don't want to engage with anymore because it is like that, I have decided to just add my beautiful cards to my Blue Eyes deck and make new decks and just try it out and try to have fun and even try Genesis when everyone else in the place where I play when we are all like in the same level kind of, then we can try Genesis, because right now we have a lot of people that are very good. Then there's people that have never played before and they just bought their first decks and it's the Blue Eyes deck. And then people like me coming back after 15 years. So we're all like in different levels. I think by the time that we all kind of even out, I would like to propose, okay, let's try Genesis and then see if we like it, see how it works, and not just commit to always have the same engine, the same cards, the same strategies, but try to make it a bit different and see how it goes. So those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. And I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I love collecting the cards. I'm not going to stop playing. But I did feel this was something that I had to say to balance it out a bit, because I have been like super hyped about everything and say, no, I don't understand why people want to quit. I don't understand why people complain about the cards or the TCG. But now I see where people are coming from. And I just wanted to say that, because before I said, yeah, just talking about what the game is nowadays and complaining about it doesn't help anyone. It just hurts the game. Maybe that was a bit unfair of me to say, but now that I had a bit of that experience, now I see where people are coming from. So that was it for today. Please let me know what you think. And what do you think about these beautiful cards? Like, they're so sparkly. So if you want to see the unboxing, please go to my last video where I have my face reacting to the unboxing. And then when I get this card, I just completely lose it, because like it is absolutely gorgeous. and I'm in love with it. But thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.